Spousal Advisory. Um, but yeah, so it's different in that sense where, you know, there's the dynamic of us and the communication and the frustrations that come with the communication, all those things. At the same time, there's what are you laughing at?
You singing? Why is this so funny?
Oh, me singing?
Yeah.
Why is it that bad? You good? All right, bring it back a notch, girl.
I know you're talking about some serious stuff. I'm sorry.
I know, it's pretty bad. And now I've lost my train of thought.
Oh.
If you're fighting about the dishes in the sink or side-eyeing every little thing they think before you text your friends and vent all night, we'll give you tips and who was right. Spousal Advisory.
Welcome to Spousal Advisory. I'm your host, Jordan.
And I'm your host, Lexi. We're just two people trying to figure out life, talking about love, relationships, and all the chaos in between. Some episodes might make you laugh, some episodes might make you think, and some might make you text your partner mid-listen.
Either way, you're in good company, so let's dive in.
All right, let's do a little check-in.
Yeah, how's your week been going?
Pretty good. Our first episode launched. If
Yeah.
you haven't seen it already, go and you can catch it on YouTube and Spotify, and it will be up on Amazon and Apple Podcasts as well.
Yeah, and we would love a follow on TikTok and Instagram as well. Any support we really appreciate. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely. This week's pretty good.
What's been going on so far?
I have no idea. When you're on maternity leave, I don't even know what day of the week today is.
Yeah, no, that makes
Sometimes
sense.
I'm like, is it Monday? Is it Friday?
Just a blend. Yeah.
I have no idea. I only know based on if you're gigging. I know it's the weekend area.
Yeah.
And then if you're not,
Who knows
then
what
it's
day it is?
sometime during the week. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. How about you?
So far, so good. It's been a good week at work. No gigs so far, but 2 this weekend, of course. Looking forward to them. Should be fun. And the one's local, so we've got some family and friends coming out, which will be fun.
Nice.
I don't always get that, especially
Yeah.
when I'm on the road. So, yeah, it'll be good. And we've got the boy this weekend, so lots of fun coming up. And yeah, can't complain, man. It's been good.
Awesome. All right. So today we wanted to talk about some parenting things and becoming new parents, essentially.
Yeah, we had a baby girl.
We had a baby girl.
Yeah, she's so cool, man. Like she's so awesome.
She's such a character.
She really is already, and
Yeah.
who'd have thought we would have a baby on New Year's? You know, I never.
Not me.
No, I never would have thought it. You were due January 14th,
Yeah.
and obviously due to some complications, you were induced, and it sped up the process, and we went in on the 28th.
29th.
Yeah.
29th.
29th. And yeah, sure enough, she came 12:58 a.m. on the 31st, and we have a New Year's baby.
Yeah. She's going to be a little party animal.
So, I know, she's a Capricorn like her dad.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
That's okay. You can't scare me with some sea goats.
There we go. Yeah, she's such a sweetheart, and it's funny how much personality they build so quickly, It's you bring them home, and first you go, now what? What do we do with this little tiny human that does nothing for themselves?
No, but I literally had no idea
I
what
know,
to
you
do.
were so funny that first date. You were like, okay, we're here. Now what?
But okay, for real. Like I know how to play with a baby. I know how to teach a baby things,
Yeah.
but when it came to an actual newborn, I had no idea what to expect. Was she going to cry all day long, all night long? Was she going to be up every hour? Was she
Yeah.
going to sleep through the night and I would have to wake her up? And you see so many different babies and so many different stories of newborns. So I had no idea what to expect. So
Well, that's just it.
it was scary.
Yeah, you have no idea what they're going to be like, and every story's different, and every baby's different to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so interesting to go into that first week and have no idea what the outcome's going to be. And I find it's cool how supportive, obviously depending on the hospital, but in our situation, our nurses were amazing
Oh, yeah.
the whole time we were there.
Yeah.
And you learn so much, and they really help you get through those first stages, so you're not so fearful of doing it wrong or not knowing what you're doing. And
Yeah.
so they really teach you how to ride the bike, so to speak, and
They
get those
do.
training wheels off. But there's nothing like coming home that first day.
Nobody's here to tell me what to do.
Yeah. It's like, okay, now it's up to us.
I was so scared. Like, what if she cries and I have no idea what to do? What if she cries and I try to feed her and she's still crying, and I change her and she's still crying, and I put her to sleep and she's not sleeping, she's still crying? Then what? I've tried all the things that I can think the baby needs.
100%.
So it was scary. It
Yeah.
was so scary. I think it took good week and a half, 2 weeks for me to feel like, okay. And you stayed home with us for a few days.
I did, and I highly suggest it to people if you can make that work.
Yeah.
To really support you, really, like, and you're a first-time mom. This
Yeah.
is your first time going through this. This is my second time.
Yeah.
And I think that dynamic of our relationship and our family is cool in that sense, where it's like I was a little less overwhelmed and kind of had already been through that emotion and that fear of, okay, who the heck let me be in charge of another human? Like,
Yeah.
this is happening. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I went through that 9 years ago. So I think it was cool to be able to support you through that and be there to, one, watch you feel what I felt, and kind of feel it with you. Like, it's always a new experience. No matter how many kids you have. I'm
For
sure
sure.
the more you have, the more you go on, the less you have that fearful
Yeah.
part of it. But yeah, like it's a new experience in itself. Especially when, my first child wasn't with you. So now I'm experiencing it with you and the different dynamics of that. So yeah, it was great that I got to spend those few days with you guys.
Yeah. And then you had to go to work, and I remember being so scared. Like, what am I going to do when you're not home with me? But it all worked out. And now it just feels like I've had her forever and can't imagine not having her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. All right, I got some rapid fire questions for you. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yeah.
All right, as a first-time mom, are you ready?
Okay.
How panicked were you the first diaper blowout?
No, I wasn't panicked because I've dealt with diapers so many times in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
So that was fine. That was not scary. But now she keeps getting blowouts more and more now that she's older.
Yeah.
And now I'm just tired of the laundry, because I remember everyone being like, you need 1 million outfits and you're going to be doing laundry all day long. And I thought, wow, my baby's so clean for the
Yeah.
first couple months. She didn't have any blowouts. Oh my God, do you remember when in the middle of the night I went to change her and she projectile pooed
Oh, yeah.
all over me,
Yeah.
from face to my
Yeah,
stomach?
and you were changing her in our bed. and I'm trying to sleep for work the next morning right beside you, and it was a very scary moment.
I laughed so hard. I think, you woke up from me going, and laughing at the same time.
Well, and it's funny because, like, through those first few weeks, as a father who wants to support you as much as possible, and on the other side of it, I don't want to get in trouble or have you resent me for sleeping.
Right.
So it's like, that's another aspect of that new experience with someone else, where it's like, okay, I know they're up. I can hear them. I felt the need to be up with you. And you're like,
Yeah.
just like, go to sleep. Like,
You're not helpful to me. I'm already doing the
Yeah.
things.
yeah, exactly. It's got to be one or the other. Like, a lot of people take shifts and all that, and I
Yeah.
totally get that. But both of you suffering and not sleeping.
No.
It doesn't really make much sense.
No.
But, I'm sure there's guys out there who can relate to me where it's like you kind of feel selfish sleeping it off when you're going through those struggles, right? And you very much were not going to sleep through it and allow me to just handle those situations. It's your first time. You're attached to this child.
Yeah.
They're attached to you, literally. Like it goes hand in hand. So it makes sense that you felt the need to always take, especially the night shifts. And I just felt the need to stay up with you. It didn't make much sense, but
But it's the wildest feeling when you become a mom after you give birth. The adrenaline is crazy because you're like, how are you awake? Even after I gave birth, I remember being up for so long afterwards because she was born, like you said, around 1 a.m. And we had to stay up all that night until the morning because of the constant checkups and everything. And we were getting settled in our room. And it was basically we were up till 6, 7 a.m. And you're like, how are you awake?
Yeah.
The adrenaline is crazy.
Yeah.
Your mom instincts literally go, all right, I'm awake. I need to take care of this baby. I need to feed her. I need to do whatever I need to do. So
yeah, I mean, you women are superhumans. Like I don't know if I could do that.
well, you can't.
And there's exactly. There's probably a really good reason for that, and I'm very happy and appreciative for you to do so.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next question. How many baby apps did you download?
I downloaded 1 or 2. And then I started because they tell you to track diapers and feedings and sleep and all that. So I tried to do that for a week and then realized I'm going crazy.
Right.
Because I'm missing things. I'm not tracking things properly, or maybe I am. And then I was just fixating on all the numbers. So I was like, I'm not going to do that.
What's funny, the things you forget too, or like even the other day, we were out looking for houses and window shopping and doing all that. And most of her naps throughout the day were in the car in between places we had to go. And we kept saying like, oh, what time did she go down? You know what I mean? Like you don't, in the moment, when you're rushed or whatever's
when
going
you're
on,
doing other
you don't
things.
think of, like you'd have to micromanage, and that's tough, man. And it's sometimes overkill. So it's, because I think you'll burn out doing a lot of that stuff.
I know some people who do it for the first year. They're tracking every nap, every diaper. And I mean, if you need to do it for the health of your baby, for the doctor to check things, absolutely. But for my own mental health, knowing that she is on track for all her development and feedings and whatnot, I didn't have to do it for the sake of the doctor.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it for...
You're also very good at taking mental notes.
Right.
I think you're very good at holding on to, some of the analytical data just in your mind.
Yeah.
Going forward, where it's like, okay, she's at this stage, she's been doing this by this hour. Like, you're just good at holding on to those things.
Yeah.
Where there's probably a lot of people who do need to write it down or have the apps to do that.
For sure. No shame in that.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone's different, and I'm sure people can relate to both sides of that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, next. Who checks if the baby is breathing more, me or you?
Me. All the time.
Again, I think it has a lot to do with the dynamic of the fact that I've done this before. If this was my first baby, I think I would be just as freaked out as you. There's also so many complications that can happen, so it is really scary.
Well, and it's also like if your baby takes a Soothie, a pacifier, then the risk of them having SIDS is so much less. Our baby never did. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
If you have a humidifier and a fan, we didn't have either in the room. I was like, oh my God. And then it's so many other things. And you see one freaky video of someone's story, like a very sad story about their child passing away.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that becomes your algorithm, and all of a sudden that's all you see. So it's like, oh my God, I need this gone. I don't want to watch this. I have to scroll through it so it leaves my algorithm, because all this stuff is just going to get in your head. And
Those damn algorithms sometimes.
I know,
eh?
and I had to look up like the possibility of your baby actually dying, and it was so low.
Yeah.
So I had to keep telling myself that to calm myself. But postpartum anxiety is so real.
Yeah.
And I think hormones had a lot to do with it, not just being a first time parent. I think for me, it was just my anxiety was getting so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I remember even when you weren't home, if you were working or you were at a gig at night, just having this constant fear of like, I need to go check on her. Is she okay? So it
Yeah.
was really taking over my brain.
For sure. And I'm glad you brought that up because, it's a very serious thing. And I think a lot of people can relate to the different types of postpartum you can have. Um, where there's the hardcore side of being so overwhelmed that you don't have that connection or you feel that disconnection from your child.
Yeah.
Whereas you were the complete opposite. And I hadn't, like, it's not the stereotypical type of postpartum that you went through. And I
Right.
found it very fascinating where it was like, your side of it was based on how attached and you were so in love with this child that it was just so overwhelming to you how you were in charge of this human and how it was like any little thing happened or you thought was going to happen was just so overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
So it was like you were in and out of depression for a few weeks and it was
Yeah.
bad. I would say it was pretty bad,
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Yeah, and it's interesting how it was based on how much love you felt for this human opposed to the disconnection of I can't do this, take that kid, like I need you to be with her. It was like no, you had to have her with you at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I definitely experienced both. Postpartum depression for a couple weeks there, but my anxiety has been ongoing, I would say, from the time she was born, and even now it can get pretty bad sometimes. But yeah, it's hard because you're a new parent, and the hardest thing for me was being alone when you were at work and you were busy or you were away for gigs, even for a weekend. And I felt like I was living Groundhog Day over and over, same thing,
Yeah.
and not having anyone who can come over because I didn't want people around her, and I didn't want germs because we were in flu season and RSV season. So I didn't want people over, but I also felt so alone, and people stopped checking in on you after a couple weeks, which, like, fair. Everyone has their own life. But it's hard for moms.
Yeah, and I would think that again, the aspect of the world we're living in now with all the viruses and everything that we've gone through in the last 6-7 years with the pandemic, it's different now. It's very scary to think of what your kid can get
Yeah.
because of the fact that they don't have an immune system. I feel like us growing up or with our parents, it was just never a thought. It wasn't.
I mean, we slept with 15 pillows
Well,
and
that too. There's tons of dangerous things our parents did
and
because
toys.
they just
They didn't know any better.
Yeah, exactly. But the aspect of germs and how easy it is to get sick now, and
Yeah.
you and I both work with kids, so I'm working with kids almost every day, and then I'm coming home to ours, and
Yeah.
it totally makes sense that you had a lot of anxiety behind her being near anyone until she got both sets of shots, and you started feeling a little more comfortable, it seemed.
Yeah.
And now it's you've really came through that anxiety, I feel, and you have accepted the fact that obviously people are going to be around your child. It's just a part of life. So yeah, no, but again, it totally makes sense to go through that anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay, another question. Who thinks every tiny cough is a medical emergency?
I think you.
I think this one would be me.
Yeah, I actually, which is funny because we just talked about my anxiety and everything about her, worrying about her and everything she does. But you're the one who always, all day, every day. Is that normal? Is that okay? Why is she doing that?
Well, and again, I think it has a lot to do with my day job. Like, I feel fearful of
Right.
the blame, or even like the fact that I may have been the reason why she might be getting sick.
Yeah.
And that freaks me out because I see, you know, a certain type of illness or yeah, like a flu or a cold
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
go around in my place of work, and it's like all the staff, all the kids, like we all go through it, and it's like, man, I'm gonna end up bringing this home. And then she starts that little cough or that little sneeze or
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm like, oh crap, here we go, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's so tiny, we haven't gone through her being sick yet,
I know.
like knock on wood.
Yeah.
But it will happen, obviously. It's a part of life, it's a part of parenting. But it's so tough to see your kids go through that. You know, with the boy, he dealt with a really bad illness for about a week and a half,
Yeah.
and he was in the hospital, and it was just like it was so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
to
it's
see it
terrifying.
and be with him through that, and so it's tough. It really is.
So then for you being a second time dad and
Yeah.
me being a first time mom, was there anything that felt different or something you didn't remember from the first time to the second?
Yeah, again, I think each time having a child is a different experience. You go through somewhat of the same developmental stages, and you know what's coming, and to a certain extent. But the personality is completely different. The situations you go through can be completely different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of differences. There's also a lot of differences in me, which is the main factor of this. Is again going back to my sobriety, which I openly talk about all the time. I was a very, very different person back then. And unfortunately, there's certain things that I don't have a very great memory of when it comes to those development stages with my son. I have wonderful memories that I'll always cherish and hold on to. And the fact that, you know, I split up with his mom, I think he was about 8 or 9 months old, and we had 50-50 custody, so I had him every other week. And he was still a baby at that point, right? So it was literally a single father raising a child who was still going through those developmental stages, but I wasn't sober. I was an addict, and I had a huge problem. So those things really made it foggy at certain times. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad memories where I could have been a better father and a better, you know, been more clear-headed in certain situations. And then there's other times when it was amazing being able to have such good quality time with him, being a single parent. Yeah, so the dynamic of us and the communication part, and the frustrations that come with it, and, you know, but also being able to co-parent really well. I think we're doing good with that.
Yep.
And I kind of allow you to take the lead on a lot of that because, again, certain decisions I may have made back then or was sort of oblivious to, I'm not now. And yeah, there's just certain things that I really wish I didn't put my ex through and didn't put him through. So I guess I'm trying to kind of make up for that. And every day I'm with him, I do the same with him, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the best version of myself I can be so that my son has a proper role model
Yeah.
to grow up with. And I want the same for my daughter. So, but yeah, to answer the question, I find there is similarities, but there's obviously a lot of differences because they were very different situations. So
I think it helped for you I don't know how to word this, I guess, but I feel like it was helpful for you to feel like you've had that experience, and you said that before too, um, in the beginning. But I feel like, in a way, just for to balance out the power dynamics, I guess, in our relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying by that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just helped you to feel like you have gone through it before and have experienced it.
Well, and I think everyone, if you can grow from toxic situations, then you're better off, and it's a good thing that you went through those.
Mm-hmm.
No one's perfect. No one's ever going to be perfect. But if you can learn from your mistakes and really, own up to them,
Yeah.
and take that initiative to make sure that you don't go back down those roads, you eliminate a lot of those character defects that something that you struggled with got in the way of you being the best version of yourself, then there's truth to the positive side of that. There's it's almost a good thing that you kind of hit rock bottom, because there's no going down from there. And I truly did that to myself over and over again. And in no means does that play a role in my relationship with my son. Me and my son have always been extremely tight, and we always will be, because at the core of who I am, I'm a family man, and I love my family. I love my kids, and I will do whatever it takes. Now, that took me 8 years to really figure out. But I did, and now I'm in a better place. So it is what it is, man. People live life, they make mistakes, and as long as you learn from them, right?
Absolutely.
So do you find that there has been a change in our dynamic or our relationship in the last few months of being new parents?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
I think so. And I think it's normal. Your priorities shift. There is a little human to take care of, and we definitely don't have as much time for each other as we
Right.
used to, right?
Yeah.
We always try to prioritize date nights and making time for each other and having a night to ourselves. And I think we still get some of that time, together after she goes to sleep. And we started doing this to spend some time together, which I think is great, but it just looks different, right? Quality time looks like this now while she's sleeping.
Yeah.
And we're checking the baby monitor.
Yeah, the baby monitor's literally in
Yeah.
front of us in our studio right
Yeah.
now.
Versus what it looked like before, when we could go out and go to hockey games and stay out late and
Yeah.
not care to be home whenever.
Right.
Go away for weekends. So, yeah, I think that changes, but also I think just with stress and hormones and everything else that's going on, there's definitely um less patience
Yeah. No,
for each
sure.
other, I think.
I think it really tests relationships, and I'm sure there's millions of people out there who can relate to that, where
Yeah.
it can kind of make or break you, because it's so not, you could say frustrating, but it's so overwhelming at times being parents, and adding the dynamic of butting heads with your partner, or them just simply pissing you off when you're dealing with other stressful situations in
Yeah.
your life, and being entirely exhausted on top of that. There's so many dynamics that go into that are kind of not in your favor. You know what I mean? So it's like, to tackle each one and be able to come out on top is like, good on you. Like, it's not easy. Again, it comes back to even what we were talking about in the last episode. Like, relationships are not easy. And then you add the dynamic of being parents, which is not easy.
No.
And then you're tackling both together. So it's crazy when you dissect that, and you really think about what goes into making both work and be healthy.
Well, and it totally makes sense why couples who make it or don't make it past the first year, and who make it, it takes kids and getting through all of those stages to really test out your relationship. And I really feel like if we make it through the first couple years, I will feel really good about our marriage, because it truly tests so much.
Yeah.
Like you said, between everything that's going on and being overwhelmed by being a parent and being exhausted all the time, all of that is so tiring. And yeah, I'm excited to see where it takes us in a few years. Okay, a question for you would be, was there anything that surprised you about me after seeing me become a mom, maybe that you didn't expect, or maybe you expected to be different?
Yeah, it's not necessarily that I didn't expect it. You know, I knew you were going to be an amazing mom in a lot of ways. Not only because of your personality, or even because I knew that you were so excited to be a mom, and it was a huge part of your life that you needed to fulfill, and you were very ready to fulfill. But the dynamic of your education and your background in working with children for as long as you have, and being a behavioral analyst and having such an understanding of development, essentially. I just thought all those things together were going to make you kind of Wonder Woman when it came to
Thanks.
feeling.
The pressure is on.
Well, yeah, and like you're just like any other mom, where it's like you'll struggle in parenting anyway anyone else will, and no means am I saying that it's easy for you.
No.
But I knew you were going to have everything you needed to be successful, as long as you had the strength to use those attributes of yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So nothing really surprised me in that sense, but what was cool was the surprise of the emotions I felt when I watched you do it. So there was a few moments, like the one day I was smiling at you and you're like, what are you looking at? And it was an overwhelming feeling of seeing you in your element and being in a place in your life that I knew you wanted to be at a time that you wanted to be in it.
Yeah.
And just to see you in that moment and see you flourishing and just being so happy in what you're doing in life was really overwhelming and an awesome feeling, and it was great to be a part of that. So that's probably the surprise aspect for me, was to feel that in that moment and see those things happen.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. Okay.
All right, so next I would love to talk about, different parenting instincts, and different parenting histories, stuff along those lines, where there's different ways that you can go about things, and people are going to have different opinions on making decisions, especially in the development stages. I feel that you and I have butted heads about certain things,
Yeah.
even if they're small, but I feel like everyone
yeah.
does, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, one, and I'll let you put in your 2 cents on it first. Social media was a big one for us.
Yeah. And it was mainly for me, right? So I knew from the beginning that I wanted to limit how much I was posting my child on social media. And I knew that even if I do choose to post every once in a while, it was going to be a rule that I didn't want others to post my child on social media, whether it was family members or friends. And I really just wanted it to be between you and I and our decision when and if we choose to post her.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing for me, and I know that was something that you didn't always understand. I'm not going to say disagree, because I think as we talked about it and I was explaining where I'm coming from with everything that's going on in digital world today.
Yeah.
And everything that's going on with kids being exploited and people hacking into social media and stealing, information about your child, where they are, where you live, where your child goes to school, and things like that. All of that just felt so icky, and I didn't want to have that as an added layer of something to worry about when it came to my child's safety. And I think once I actually explained it to you and gave you some examples of what's going on with some of the things online, you were able to see that more. But I know in the beginning that was hard for you.
Yeah, it was. And I think the reasoning behind it is my family is a large family. We've always been very open with that aspect of social media.
Yeah.
And we love to post our children. We love to, but on the other side of it, I completely understood, especially coming from, for example, my social media, which is very public, and because I'm constantly using it to promote my music career and all that. So I have a bigger following and, don't know half the people on my social media.
Yeah.
So whereas yours, everybody who follows you and who you follow and, your algorithm, everything, it's a lot tighter. So it's not necessarily that I didn't understand. It's that it was tough for me to get over that hurdle. Because again, like we had a beautiful baby girl and I just want to
Of
show her off,
course.
and my family, like that's just how we do it, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think it's well, I guess I would ask you the question, like, do you think this aligns with your anxiety that we were talking about? Do you think this is a huge, do you think that plays a big part in this?
Not necessarily, because that was a decision that I made a long time ago before I had her.
Right, but the concept of actually posting her and the fact that there is, creepy people out there or people who can hack and all those aspects of social media today, do you think that your anxiety has a big role in why you don't post?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to really think of where it comes from. But I mean, all anxiety comes from some sort of anxiety. But to me, and I think to each their own, honestly, people who post kids on social media, I would never judge them.
Right.
And I will always like everyone's baby picture.
Of
If
course,
you're
yeah.
going to post your baby, I'm going to like that picture.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge you. And if you choose to post your son, that's not for me to say anything. And I'm not going to judge you on that.
Yeah.
Again, that's just my decision to protect my child, because that's what I feel as her parent is the right thing for me to do for her. And then in the future, when she's older, she can post whatever she wants. And if she wants to post her baby pictures and go nuts, then go for it, right?
Yeah.
Just as she's getting older and understanding more about safety and what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess my anxiety does contribute to it, but
Yeah, no,
it's also
it makes
just
sense.
mostly everything that's going on.
Yeah. So how do you find the dynamic of, now that you have your own genetic baby in the world, how do you find the dynamic different about, now that you're a mother opposed to just a stepmother?
I mean, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
As much as you sometimes don't think it is, or some people might say it's not any different, it is.
Yeah.
Definitely a different type of feeling that you feel towards your biological child. If you're comparing the two, again, if you only have one versus the other, you don't know the difference. But I have the chance to experience both.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's different. And becoming a new parent, I think my identity has shifted from what it was and how I felt as a step parent. And I think maybe it even shifted my identity as a stepmom a little bit
Okay.
after becoming a mom myself, in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have noticed that at all or if you think that, but I think maybe to me it feels like something has shifted a little bit more. And now we have become parents together, because the dynamic before was very much you were the dad and I was the step parent. And I took a step back essentially and allowed you to do a lot of the parenting. And I can tell you whatever I wanted to tell you on the side, but again, I wasn't actively participating in parenting with your son, because as a step parent you always feel like you need to step back. So I think it's different even now as being as parents and how we have to parent together versus how we would parent before, where you were the main parent.
Yeah, so like I know what you mean. Like you felt that at the end of the day I had the last say
Yeah,
in what the decision in whatever case may be
for sure.
for the boy. And that makes sense, that dynamic change where it's like, if you want to say, we're on even playing fields essentially for making those decisions.
Yeah,
now
it's
that
pretty
you know what I
much.
mean? Yeah. So I totally get that dynamic aspect of it, and I also believe that it even brought you closer to my son, in different ways as well, where it's like we kind of feel more as a whole family, and I feel that you have opened up and been more comfortable with communicating and making some of those decisions, as his stepmother, and I do feel strongly that has to do with the fact that we have a kid together now, whereas it was only the dynamic of, this is your son. At the end of the day, it's your decision. But like you said, now we're parenting together fully. But I think that we've always been good at communicating that. Like you've communicated your needs and I communicate mine. And I don't think there was much of a difference. Or today, with both kids, I don't think there's much of a difference where it's like we are a team. We're going to make the decisions together.
Yeah.
What happens in our household, what our rules are, what our morals and guidelines are. So I find that we feel a little more whole as a family in that way. And I do truly feel that it brought you and him closer, and the fact that he absolutely adores his little sister, and you guys get those family moments together, especially when I'm gigging. He's with you a lot, and it's great to see that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
all right, so let's talk about some fearful moments with the baby. And what I'm,
Just to freak out every new parent out there.
yeah, exactly. And the ones who have gone through it will relate.
Yeah.
And we're all about relatable content here at Spousal Advisory. So, one that I absolutely love is the weird breathing noises that babies make.
That freaked you out for a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. And again, every kid's different. And I think that, going back to what I was talking about with certain foggy moments with my son,
Yeah.
I don't remember little things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, or I can't recall whether or not he did those things.
Yeah.
Whereas this time around, it's like I am so
Aware,
aware
present.
of the fact that my daughter sounds like a frickin' pterodactyl.
Well, the newborn noises are scary.
Yeah.
And we were convinced that she was going to sound like this all her life.
I thought she was going to sound like a 50-year-old woman who has smoked for 40 years. 100%.
Yeah.
Because she just like a goblin
You
all
know
the
what?
time. And then it turned into like these literally pterodactyl sounding noises, and
Yeah.
and she's still in the pterodactyl phase. But
Yeah. Oh, she squealed so loud in my ear today. It was crazy.
yeah, she's a character, and the more research you do, the more you realize like there's so many TikToks out there or viral videos of people with their kids making the most ridiculous noises.
Yeah.
So
So it's all normal.
yeah, it's normal to have goblin children.
Yes.
Green poop.
Yeah, the poop, I researched beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, I was prepared for that. I was like, okay, this type of poop is good. This is good. This texture is good. This is
So you're just a poop connoisseur.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
that's good.
I was never afraid of poop.
Yeah, I mean, after her shots, I was a little freaked out. I didn't know what was going on in that diaper. And I'm colorblind, so it's not necessarily the color. It is the consistency.
Yeah.
It is the blowouts. It is thinking that my daughter is not well in those moments.
Yeah. But she's good. She's good.
Yeah. What about the fear of cluster feeding? Those chaos goblin hours.
Do you remember witching hour when she was, I want to say between like 4 and 6 weeks, 4 and 8 weeks?
Yes.
And she was really gassy
Yes.
all the time, and she would cry for the last 2 hours of the evening.
Yes, the notorious witching hours.
Yeah.
It's you don't realize why they call it that until you go through it, and then you know why they call it that.
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's still kind of a thing. We have our,
Explain for people who don't know what it is.
oh,
first.
if you don't know what it is, bless your soul.
Yeah.
And if you do, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
If you don't know what witching hour is, it's your child screaming and crying for an hour or 2 hours or however long it takes in the evening, basically from sundown on until they go to sleep. And there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah, and is it because of being overtired?
There's multiple things that I have researched that go into it. It's the end of the day, so they're tired because sleep pressure is so high and they've been awake for a lot of the day.
Yeah.
They're also often cluster feeding prior to going to sleep because they're trying to eat a little bit more.
Yeah.
So they're crying because they want food.
Right.
There is also just general boredom and
Well, they're learning so much, and
Yeah.
they're
their
becoming
brains
a
are
human. They're like, what are these things?
Yeah,
Why
their
am I
brains are
feeling these
overheating.
things? Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. So it's scary, but I feel like we've got it down. We've got our little song playlist. We just know when it hits, Alexa, put on super simple songs on Spotify, and here we go. And Daddy and Mommy perform a little show. We become the Wiggles
Yeah.
of the household.
Again, so relatable, I'm sure, for so many people out there, where you do whatever it takes
Yeah.
to get that baby asleep. And I'm sure if there was a camera in the background watching us, there's some ridiculous moments.
Oh, yeah.
But I was so tired that I don't even remember half of them. Okay. Let's talk about new mom Google searches.
Oh, gosh.
Because I can only imagine what your Google search looks like
I don't want anyone to ever know.
right about now.
I've looked up anything and everything. Anything you can imagine.
Yeah.
The most ridiculous thing. And I think a few months ago I asked ChatGPT what the most unhinged thing that I've asked it is.
Yeah.
And it was one of the baby questions. I was like, that was pretty crazy of you to ask. I was like, oh, okay, fair. So yeah, if I've asked anything and everything, why are my baby's toes looking like that? What is this pimple on my baby?
Yeah. Why does my baby sound like a tiny goat at night?
Absolutely.
Is it normal to cry because someone ate the leftovers I wanted?
Oh yeah.
Like, there's questions that you would probably ask that didn't even have to do with your baby.
Totally.
because you're probably kind of losing your mind.
Yeah, I was like, when am I going to stop crying? When is my hair going to stop falling out?
yeah.
How do I go out ever again?
I wonder if there's questions on there that you don't even know you asked.
Probably. In a
Being-
blackout.
Yeah, so tired in certain moments.
Yeah.
You look at it and go, I said that?
Who said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so now we're going to do the segment of the week. Segment of the week. We need a song for that. Okay, so this week's segment is going to be called Agree or Disagree. And I guess this is our baby version.
Yeah, baby theme. We're going to do some hot takes and we're going to vote agree or disagree.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. Sleep when the baby sleeps is the biggest scam ever told to parents.
I feel that you and I have different takes on this. I 100% want to sleep when the baby sleeps. But I get where people think it's easier than it is because there's a lot that has to be done.
There is so much stuff to do
And
all the time.
And I knew you were going to bring that up, so that's why I said it first.
No, but it's so true, and you don't think that, because how much laundry is there to do, how much cleaning is there to do, how much cooking is there to do, but it's all there. And there's also feeding yourself and bathing yourself and going to the bathroom, and I exclusively pump, so to me it's also pumping.
Yeah.
So all of these things, it's like, okay, she's down, which means I have 45 minutes to an hour to eat or to shower or to clean something or to cook something or whatever it is, but you can only get that one chunk of things done.
Yeah.
And you have 3 windows a day to do it. So you have to choose wisely. So no, there's no time to sleep.
Yeah, I guess it's reality versus non-reality. And I think that has a lot. I think that stands for the mentality of the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
I think dads out there think we can sleep a lot when the baby sleeps. And it's going to be interesting because, I'm going on pat leave soon, and I would like to think that I'm going to get to sleep when the baby sleeps. But I'm sure that's not a reality.
All right, next one.
All right. Baby clothes should only come in zipper pajamas until age 2.
Totally.
100%. Buttons?
Why?
No, thank you.
Why did someone do that? Why does someone think... I think this parent would like to suffer on top of being a new parent.
Yeah. Like, what's the point?
What's the challenge
if
about?
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What are we
The
winning?
zippers are fantastic.
Yeah.
Even now they're double zippers.
Oh.
So you just zip from the bottom to change them.
Yes.
You don't even take their arms in.
Love that.
Wonderful. So, yeah.
Yes, agreed. All right. Parenting books make everyone feel like they're failing at being human. I didn't even read those.
No, it's interesting because now we live in the time of AI and everything's at your fingertips. And, it's so easy to Google search or ask your AI app. And it is also scary to think that we just... rely on those things, but it's the same kind of concept on relying on a book. Mm-hmm. Obviously, those people have done their research, and I would think that AI has done its research based on the internet and everything that's on it. So, sort of the same concept. But yeah, like, you can only be so prepared, and you buy all these books. And you might skim through one, and then it's like,
Yeah, you can't remember, and you can't expect yourself to do everything by the book, because if everyone was able to follow a book and do exactly what you need to do with every baby, every child, every school-aged child, teenager, then we would live in a perfect society. But that's not realistic. So
yeah.
This
next one is hilarious because my family and your family are definitely different answers. So this one's grandparents either ignore every rule or create 47 new ones.
I agree with this statement.
Yeah. I would say that your family definitely tries to implement a lot of rules, or at least tell us how, you know,
Things should be done.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
have you say it, not me. Absolutely love your family, but they're definitely on that side of things.
Yeah, we have a hard time with boundaries in the clan
Yeah.
of my family,
Yeah.
and it's generational, and it goes way back, and every generation does the same to the next generation.
Yep.
And I hope that one day I'm not going to do this to my daughter, but the truth is I probably will.
I also think it's a cultural thing. You know,
Yeah.
your family's really stern, whereas my family, they're just like, you're
Much more laid back.
Yeah, they just want to absolutely spoil the crap out of my kids, and you know they're gonna leave the parenting up to me. And I find it funny when grandparents do that because they're like I raised you, like you were my responsibility. Now it's your responsibility to raise them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my family is the same in terms of like I'm the grandparent, I get to spoil, but also I'm going to tell you how you should parent.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can be the bad guy, but
Yeah.
still do the things I want you to
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah, complete opposite of my family.
yeah.
They're just like, oh, he wasn't supposed to have cake, or
For breakfast?
I wasn't supposed to buy him something at the store. They just absolutely spoil him.
That's a
And
grandparent thing.
yeah, 100%. And it's hard to get angry at that. It's like
Yeah,
you
no,
just
you can't.
absolutely love the crap out of my kids. So
For
it's
sure.
like, you know, it's a funny one.
All right. Cherish every moment was clearly written by someone whose baby slept through the night. There were some nights when she used to be up where I was like, oh my gosh, is this going to end?
Yeah.
I remember, this is going to sound horrible, but this is what goes through your brain when you're so exhausted. It was during those nights when maybe she was gassy or whatever it was. She was going through that 6 to 8 week
Yep.
newborn period, and she was up a lot and she would be crying, and we didn't know what to do, like how to help her, or she was learning how to fart on her own. But I remember that initial cry in the middle of the night and me thinking, what if I just don't get up right now?
Yeah.
And like, obviously I
Just that
will,
hope,
because
yeah.
I have to take care of this baby. But I was like, no, I'm not going to get up right now.
Yeah.
And then you still do, and you cry to yourself quietly. But oh gosh, yeah.
No, you definitely pray to God sometimes and hope that it's in God's hands, but it doesn't end up being that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Babies always poop exactly when you finally sit down to eat.
See, ours doesn't poop when we sit down to eat, but she decides to do anything else.
Well, the funny thing is she does it a lot right after you change her.
Yes, that's her time.
She's like, I've got a fresh diaper. Let's blow this up.
100%. This happened twice today. Yeah,
So-
every day.
Yeah, that's always frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, girl.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the diaper isn't leaking, it still has at least 30 more minutes left. You know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the truth.
You know me, I'm a huge advocate
For the line.
For the line. Yeah, no, that stripe has to change before I'm changing that diaper. But no, just in today's economy and what we pay for diapers, like, we're not throwing it out if, you know, it's not full. Like, it's just, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, it depends if she just peed or if she's been actually sitting in it. Obviously, we're not
No,
going to let her
of-
sit in it for
Of
hours.
course.
But
Yeah, I don't neglect
yeah,
my
we don't
daughter.
neglect our
No,
child.
but it's just sometimes you nitpick, especially in the first few weeks or whatever. It's like, oh, she had a little tinkle. Like,
Yes,
it has to be clean, you know? No, it's you learn quickly that you pick and choose.
Oh wait, you tinkle every half an hour.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, we've gone through a box in 3 days.
Yeah.
That can't happen. All right. Every parent becomes anti-screen time until they need to shower. It's funny. We don't use a screen. I mean, she's too little to have a screen.
Yeah, she's still too little. And I mean, some parents do at this age, but that's just not my jam right now.
That freaking aquarium we have, man.
Yeah, the Baby Einstein Aquarium is the way to go. It's just sensory heaven for your child. It's low stimulation. It's music. It's light. It's...
Yeah, shout out to Baby Einstein, man.
Yeah, they know what's up. So
Such good products, but that aquarium, like it's viral for children.
yeah.
They-
No, she does love that. I used to just put her black and white cards in front of her and then shower. Now she's a little bit more bored, so now I have to open the curtain and shower in front of her and have her watch me shower.
Yeah, she has to see you.
That's our new thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So sometimes I have to do a little bit of dancing in the shower and some singing for her,
Yeah.
a little performance. Parents secretly judge other parents' snack choices.
Oh, 100%.
Totally.
Yeah, and I don't think you and I are very
Perfect.
No. Of course not. But
of course
I don't
we are.
think you and I are overly judgmental to other people. It's like do whatever you want with your kids. Like, it is what it is. But
I'm a little judgmental. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to children's snacks and food, I'm pretty judgmental. That's like one area that I feel so strongly about.
well, it's tough because again we work with kids, so we see it all the time, and then social media, you see it all the time, and yeah, like I get judging when there's so many healthier options.
Yeah, just feed your children real food.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, you want to give them sugar as a treat. You want to have cake at a birthday party, whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, day to day, feed your kid real food.
Yeah.
Give them fruits. Give them vegetables. Feed
Yeah.
them the rainbow.
Well, especially if they don't have that foundation of food
Yeah.
and they become addicted to processed crap.
It's
and
so easy.
it really is easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. All right, one last one. I've got a good one. Moms pack for babies like they're surviving a wilderness expedition.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Sometimes when we go out together, when I go out by myself, I am a lot calmer because I know I've packed everything, I've taken my time. But sometimes when we have to go together, I feel like you're like, all right, I got the baby in the car seat, let's go. And then we're out and I look, the baby doesn't have a toy. Like, there's just nothing. Like, you just threw her in and ready to go. I'm like, where's the bag? Where's this? Where's this? Did you get this?
Yeah,
I
but
got to think of extra milk, extra clothes.
I think I'm just relying on you to do those things because I know you're going to do it.
Yeah, but
I've got the baby. She's good.
Yeah, but I need to take my time and check everything first.
Yeah, you're a typical mom. And I think at first, you know, those are one of the things that you don't realize
Yeah.
until you're in the thick of it, and it's like, wow, babies need so much crap, you know?
Yeah, I used to judge people who used to say like, "Oh, I can't come see you. I've got my baby. I would have to pack the whole house." It's like, no, pack the whole house. Just grab the baby and go. Come
Yeah.
see me.
Yeah.
Now, 100%,
You
I
get it.
ate my words. Yeah, I totally get
You
it.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for judging.
All right, let's wrap up for today.
All right. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Spousal Advisory. I'm your host, Lexi.
And I'm your host, Jordan, and we'll catch you next time for some parenting and relationship chaos.
If you're fighting about the dishes in the sink or side-eyeing every little thing they think before you text your friends and vent all night, we'll give you tips and who was right. Spousal Advisory.